Right, Meadowbank here, where it's finished. Dorking Wanderers 0, Bromley 2. Dorking manager Marc White, give us your thoughts on that today.
Well, I thought it was a game of two halves to a degree, really. We looked a bit shaky at the back in the first quarter of an hour. As the half went on, sort of straightened ourselves out a little bit. Gave Bromley a lot of problems. We were really poor in the last third, right from when Bobby, drilled a ball straight across the box.
He did that twice, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, really poor in the last third. If you don't score goals, you don't win matches at any level. I thought the first half was pretty tight affair.
Yeah.
Obviously, the referees missed a really big foul for the first goal, but whilst that's really important and and it is quite disappointing, we have one. They brought in this new law, right? And listen, by the way, this is Bromley deserved to win. Let's make that really clear. But I have to say it, like they brought in this new law with where there's contact but not enough contact, and it's what it does is give officials a massive out. We had it at Southend for the first goal, and we had it for the first goal today, where Jason's been clearly pushed, and we went behind. And of course, when your sort of team's a little bit anxious under pressure, these moments don't help you. But fortunately for the officials, that didn't settle the game. It would have been disappointing if it did.
Yeah.
Half time, listen, we made a couple of changes that we thought, with the wind behind us, when you're up against it, you're looking for scenarios.
Yeah.
We thought Alfie off the shoulder. Bob was getting lots of joy down there. We thought that Jimmy, it was really a coin toss. Can Jimmy get the same sort of joy?
Yeah.
But can Jimmy maybe walk him in the box a bit? He tends to do well second half. Yeah. When you're up against it, you're looking for solutions. But then we almost tried too hard. A second half went a bit too direct. That played into their hands. And Bromley had a spell where, if it weren't for Harrison and the woodwork, they're out of sight, James.
Yeah.
We've got to be honest about it. I thought, Bromley were deserved winners. And in the last third, we were so poor. And you need to score goals in football because they give you confidence and they give you a wet sail. They give you something to play for.
Yeah.
But, I thought the first half was an even affair. It probably even shaded it. But second half, Bromley showed their sort of agility. I thought their fitness took over. We looked like we were flagging, we gassed. And even after Bromley done everything but score, we get a great chance with Alfie. And we miss it. We get another good chance. Jason, we miss it. And just not good enough in the final third. That's the bottom line. So Bromley deserve winners, and a big thanks to all their fans that came, and even bigger thanks for the phenomenal support that we had here today. And I just want to deliver a good side for the fans so much. I've done that so many times, but this side at the moment is devoid of confidence, and we're looking at senior players that have been there, done it, that don't have the answers under pressure, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, I think somebody said to me that's the highest home attendance we've ever had, 2,800 or so. So I'm taking some positives out of today. That is a positive. You mentioned your substitutions and things like that. No regrets or anything about how the team was set up this week or the personnel that were involved or anything like that, but anything in respect of moving on to Monday that you're already sort of thinking about now with fresh legs and bodies?
There'll be a lot of fresh legs Monday, yeah. I think there'll be up to 5 or 6 changes potentially. Mentally, some of the boys are spent. I've got to say what I see. There's the boys will tell you themselves, there's no better motivator and also than me, and there's no tactically we're always spot on in terms of what we know what to do in these games. But you know what, James? You could play Man City and know how to beat them, but doing it, you've got to have the tools. You've got to have the tools to do it. And to be frank, we've got individuals that are coming up short, composure-wise, strategically getting the instructions wrong. We put a lot of time and effort into this game today. So, listen, the changes at half-time weren't great, but they made sense. They made sense, but ultimately they didn't impact the game. The better side won. My bigger concern is we at the moment, realistically, we don't have a win in us, and that is the bottom line. That is where we are. And I'm looking around the changing room, and what I've said to the boys in there is like I'm telling you now, these boys, the way my strengths, these boys will tell you, like, these boys feel like they're going to win the league before they start a game. But when you're under pressure, when something goes against you, like, it's the reserve you call on. And our boys went really quiet, silent, didn't solve problems. It's not often we're second best second half down here. But I thought Bromley ran all over us, and we were quiet, and we gassed. And a few of them boys needed rest, to be quite frank. We now need to get something out of absolutely nowhere. I'm going to give it everything I've got to get something out of nowhere. There's nothing that can happen to that league table that's good outside of what we have to do. We have to go and get some wins out of nowhere to throw a cat amongst the pigeons. And that's going to be a difficult task. That is the bottom line. Very difficult.
Well, the first opportunity to do that is obviously Aldershot on Monday, and we go again. And there'll be plenty of travelling fans there. And we'll look to bounce back.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here. I'm being honest, right? There's no point in people saying Mark seems resigned to it. I'm resigned to it based on what I saw today in terms of I'm seeing things I don't like. However, the next strategy will be turn the team upside down. Turn it upside down, get fresh legs in there, get fresh minds in there. Maybe get a water shot, play a little bit differently, maybe strategically maybe think a bit differently about the game. So, we've got what we're doing is not working. There's boys that are, just to be clear, that are dragging themselves through games with injuries, and they look a little bit spent. Some of them, they need resting. 5 games. We need find a solution. Obviously I will work absolutely relentlessly to find a solution for it. I really will. But today wasn't good enough, James. Second half, and Harrison Mayle has made enough saves in that game, to save 3 games of football, and that's the reality of it. So we've got to be honest about that. That is where we are. What I say is, if the fans, I know they will, got to stick with us. We've got to create something out of nothing. I feel like the fans are right behind us more than ever before. The amount of people applauding at the end, that's hard to applaud that today, because nobody thought we'd get anything out of that today. And everyone could see we got ran over second half. So congrats to Woody, Bromley and their fans.
And wish them all the best in the rest of their season. Got some
FA Trophy, I'm sure we'll go. Exactly that. That is, sometimes you're not good enough. That's where we are. That is where we are at the moment. I've got to give honest reflection. If anyone who knows me knows that I will wake up and work relentlessly on the next game, and I'll convince everyone that crosses the line that they can beat any team in this league. But there is an element of them having to believe it, and there's an element of them problem solving and showing some good mental strength. And I feel at the moment that's the bit that on the pitch they are really lacking. They definitely don't get that from me, James. I know that. I'm fucking Mr. Motivator, strong leader. So it's it's a combination of all the dents. It's all the little dents.
Yeah.
I mean, who'd have thought after Chesterfield that we couldn't win a
Yeah.
game of football?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Yeah.
So, we deserve to be where we are. There's no hard luck stories. I know we played a lot of the season with a lot of boys injured, but I tell you something now, we were playing better. That is a fact of the matter. We were playing better with an injury crisis than we are with boys back.
Yeah.
And it just shows you. And so that is just honest critique on where we are.
Yeah.
That's a fucking lot of waffle. I get that.
No, as always, we appreciate your honesty, Mark, and we'll see you Monday at Aldershot.
Yeah. I mean, listen, come and get behind the boys.
Yep.
I'm going to try and find a way of getting something out of nothing. I'm going to try to get something out of nothing here. They've been beaten today, 4-0. They're in the playoff race. They're going to have a massive crowd in there. Brilliantly supported. I'll give them credit there. And we need to go there and we need to find a way of getting something out of nothing. There's no point getting 1 point even. We need to go there, find a way of winning the game, be composed, be professional, and have good leadership. And that's what I'm going to try and create on the pitch.
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you Monday.
Cheers, James. Cheers, mate.